This is what it looks like when a patio cover has nothing holding it up. Here's how we got there. Everything you see here has to go, except that, and that's a problem. These beams are the only thing keeping the cover connected to the house. Here's what I know. These posts need to be supported before everything comes out. Here's what I don't know. If what I'm planning to do is gonna be enough to support this cover once we take all the framing out. We're tearing down this deck and we're replacing all the joists, all the beams, all the posts, everything, but we're leaving the patio cover in place. It's part of the roof line. The hard part is getting this cover to stay put while we're reframing the new deck. The posts were on the outside of the deck, so what I wanna do is we're gonna extend the deck out to go to the outside of these posts. What they did was they ran an additional beam from the house to the outside of the deck, and then they put the post down on top of the beam, and then they tied the beam into the house to create this kind of like mini cantilever like this. We have to support the post and then support this beam going back into the house and make sure that it's not gonna fail. The first thing we did was I wanted to make sure that we had some lateral support going on. So as we were taking up the deck, I removed some 20-foot deck boards to create an X-brace so that when I put in these posts support a direct load path from the post coming down this post all the way to the concrete. All right, now I'm not gonna anchor these posts in the concrete because they just had this poured last year and I don't wanna start putting a bunch of holes in the concrete to put an L bracket in the ground. We went ahead and put some X bracing up. That took care of the lateral load this way, but when I started shaking things on the cover, the center of the X brace was moving back and forth. So what I did was I put a middle piece of 4x6 in here and added a couple TimberTech ledger locks to both sides of the X brace to give it some rigidity. This was moving back and forth. So then I took a kicker back and I tied this one. I just put it right into the concrete to hold it there, but it was still moving. So then I took a longer piece and I anchored it to the X brace, and then I brought it down and I anchored it with some concrete stakes into the ground, and then I put structural screws through the sides of the concrete stakes into the yard, and those are about 2 feet long, so I got one on each side. Now, this is pretty stable. I'm very comfortable that this is not gonna fail. So everything is construction legged to our new posts. So the posts aren't gonna wanna go like this. So that was one problem we had to solve. Then what we did is we fastened the 4x6 to the 4x8 with some structural screws that go up at an angle. They're toe screwed on both sides, so there's 4 screws total. Now, we probably will also add a little bit of steel to that with some structural screws that we can remove easily just to make sure that there's a positive connection from the post to the beam. That pretty much took care of this side of the cover. We took a jack and we actually jacked up this cover a little bit, put in our posts, relieve the tension off the jack, and so the tension is all on the 4x6 posts going down to the concrete and not on any of the existing framing. What about the house, you ask? Well, that's another tricky situation. So let's go take a look at that and I'll show you what's going on. Here's the beam that holds the patio cover in place. I have it taken apart from the house at the moment temporarily. We had to get these brackets off the beam. When I say beam, I'm talking about the return beam. This bracket was installed like so, and it's attached to the ledger, and this return beam would not move because of that reason. For us to get the joist down and the ledger down, we have to loosen that. It's a little nerve-wracking, you guys, because if I do this wrong, it's my butt. Like, it could cost me tens of thousands of dollars. So I just wanna be thorough and be careful. The only thing gonna be standing is this beam and these patio cover posts and the temporary posts that we put in. So what we did was, this post is just sitting on the concrete. It's screwed to this return beam, so it's fairly level. Then I went ahead and removed this bracket. I took a Sawzall and I cut through the backside of all the fasteners that were holding this bracket in, so it's no longer needed. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach a new bracket. It's like a lateral tension tie that is designed to keep things from pulling away from the house in an earthquake or other things like that. So I'm gonna go grab that hardware and then we're gonna install it to the top of the beams. The main thing, like, I've been working a day and a half on prepping this cover. We have the other side done, but I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna do this side right now. We're gonna use a lateral tension tie, and these are required by code to keep the deck from pulling away from the house. But we're not using it like a traditional lateral tension tie. For now, I'm gonna fasten this to here, to the top of this beam, and then I'm gonna keep this tie high as I can and get it into something nice and solid, but then it gives me like a full inch of travel. I can keep this attached to the house, and I can still adjust this high and low, whatever height I want to keep this beam at. See, I know I've got something solid at this level right in here. I want this to go in about 3 inches into this wall. I'm going to measure 3 inches back on the top of this fastener, and I'm just gonna put a quick mark on it. When I start to screw this in, it's gonna pull this beam into the ledger. I don't wanna make it super tight because we gotta get the ledger out of here, but I wanna make it so that this is snug into the wall and that I'm certain that this thing cannot go this way, period. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start screwing this bracket to the top of this beam. We're ready to go. You saw how nice and tight that got? We did the exact same procedure on the other beam holding up the other post on the other side of the deck. I'm confident now that this beam will not go this way in high winds or earthquake or anything or just whatever. And now we can start safely taking this frame apart. All right, so we have all the center joists cut. Once I cut this one, the beam is gonna get really loose. It's gonna be wobbly, so I'm gonna cut this, we're gonna release, and then we'll go to the other side. See what I'm getting at? So this is the last board kind of in the area that we need to be to clear the patio cover, just to make sure that it's gonna stay standing. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this, and hopefully everything stays in place the way I planned it. So that's it for this area. We still have a few joists connected to the beam, but nothing from this point back is now connected to this beam. I can clearly see there's a 1/2 inch gap between the return beam and the main beam. So we could go ahead and remove this beam now, and I'm comfortable that this patio cover is gonna stay put. You can see the cover is still standing, amen. I did have an afterthought. Because we did not anchor these posts to concrete, there could be an uplift situation. They are calling for high winds, but high winds in my area are maybe 60 to 80 mile an hour gusts. Still, could possibly wanna rip this up. So we're gonna take some straps. Since these are still attached, even though they're wobbly, we're gonna strap the bottom tube around that beam, and we're gonna cinch it down. And the reason we're gonna do that, it helps create anti-uplift. And then I can leave here knowing that this is safe. I mean, I'm not getting any flex, and I tried to push it this way too. I can go ahead now and build my deck and get the ledger work done. So this is gonna be like this for a couple days. After 35 years of building decks, I wasn't sure how this was gonna turn out, but I'm pleasantly surprised at how well and how stable it is. I'm confident now that we can continue with our deck build.